I came to USD as an assistant professor after doing a couple of research intensive postdoctoral fellowships because I wanted to settle in a place that valued research, but also focused on teaching the basics of science to students. So my research at USD has to do with how animals move and how their body allows them or prevents them in some cases from doing various kinds of movements. And by movement, I mean things like walking, running. In some animals, it has to do with jumping, flying, swimming, and even specific movements like feeding. At any given time, I have at least 4 to 6 students working in my lab, working with me. And each student gets assigned their own project because I want them to be responsible and feel ownership of that part of the bigger project, which is how do animals move. So when students do a research experience in my lab, I'm hoping that they will, first of all, gain confidence in their own abilities to solve problems. Because that's really what we're trying to do is we have a big problem and we're trying to break it down into manageable parts that we can address. We can support any evidence that comes out of it with data, and then we can communicate that with the public, and then maybe even come up with actionable items afterwards. That process is never linear, and it is very independent. So I generally avoid telling my students, okay, this coming week, you're going to do this exercise and you're going to give me these metrics that you measured. Instead, I give them the problem and I direct them into ways where they can figure out how to solve them. Now, in today's world, for somebody to have the capacity to take on this type of learning project on their own and come up with something that they can actually do as a result of it, I think that's a really valuable skill for any person that's leaving university and entering the workforce. So that confidence to be able to do that is really one of the main things that I want my students to get out of it.